You will not be forced to use stablecoins. You'll be invited, rewarded, nudged. Your daily habits will slowly shift. Your tools will update quietly. One day you may wake up and discover that nearly everything runs through stablecoins. This will not be a top-down decree. It will be a seamless transition cloaked in convenience. Here are 10 likely ways that this will happen. And of course, this video builds upon the Genius Act details we covered previously here. First, the rollout will not begin with central banks. It will begin in your pocket. Stablecoins will be embedded inside the apps you already use, your banking app, your wallet, your peer-to-peer payment platform. Companies like PayPal, Stripe and Square will add stablecoin support not as an overhaul, but as a back-end optimization. Then it may spread to messaging apps. Payments through WhatsApp, Telegram and iMessage will simply work faster and more globally when stablecoins are involved. This infrastructure will be invisible. Users will not know necessarily whether they are sending stablecoins or traditional dollars. The interface will not distinguish. The friction will be gone. A key incentive will be speed and savings. Stablecoins will offer lower costs and near instant settlement. Wire transfers and ACH delays will seem outdated. Credit card fees and fraud risks will be sidestepped. For merchants and platforms, stablecoins reduce transaction costs. For users, they just feel faster. The comparison will not be framed ideologically. It will be operational. Do you want the money in 2 days or in 2 seconds? Stablecoins will win by default. Yield drives platform adoption, not user benefit. This is not about consumers choosing stablecoins. It's about platforms choosing stablecoins for them. Every stablecoin minted is backed by short-term treasuries, which generate yield. But that yield doesn't go to the user. It flows to the issuer, the payment processor, or the app. That creates a quiet but powerful incentive. Businesses and platforms adopt stablecoins because they earn interest on your idle funds. You, the user, are simply shifted onto this rail by default. You don't see yield, you don't opt in, you're just told it's faster and more convenient. The user's decision is abstracted away. The profit motive drives adoption behind the scenes, and once the infrastructure is in place, the public follows without ever needing to make a conscious choice. This profit comes with no cost of capital and no credit risk. If stablecoin circulation rises to $500 billion, that offers $25 billion of annual interest paid for by the public. But yes, that is revenue, of course. There will be no legal requirement for the public to use stablecoins, but intermediaries can be compelled. Federal contractors may be required to accept approved digital payment instruments. Tax refunds or stimulus payments may only be issued through digital wallets. Social benefit programs might offer bonus credits for recipients who opt in. These mandates target institutions, not individuals, but the impact is the same. When key services are only available through certain rails, the public will follow. Opting out becomes functionally impossible. Physical currency will not be banned. It's just intended to fade away. ATMs will become fewer and less maintained. Check processing will be slow and costly. Large cash transactions will be flagged or discouraged. While Gresham's law, the bad money stablecoins will force out the good money of cash. Over time, analog options will become impractical. Retailers will stop accepting cash, particularly larger corporations. Depositing checks will feel like using a fax machine. When digital options dominate, cash becomes a bit of a relic. It really is a case of use it or lose it very quickly. Stablecoins will be marketed as financial inclusion. For people without traditional bank accounts, wallet apps offer instant access. No branches, no paperwork, no minimum balances, just a smartphone and an internet connection. But these wallets are not neutral. They will be tied to verified identities. Know your customer procedures will be mandatory. The underbanked are not escaping surveillance. They are entering a more efficient version of it. Large employers and gig platforms have every reason to adopt stablecoin payouts. Uber, DoorDash, Amazon, these firms benefit from instant settlement and reduced banking overhead. Contractors will be paid in digital dollars by default. This will not feel like currency change, it will feel like faster money. Stablecoins will become the standard rail for labour compensation, especially in flexible work arrangements. During times of financial instability, stablecoins will be pitched as the safe alternative. Unlike banks, stablecoin issuers claim full collateralization with treasury assets, no fractional reserves, no bank runs. This messaging may well appeal to savers and skeptics alike. Ironically, the same narrative that opposes central banking will push users into stablecoins backed by government debt. The trust shifts from banks to platforms, but the exposure remains sovereign. Remittance corridors will be transformed by stablecoins. They bypass SWIFT, eliminate forex fees, and allow 24/7 global settlement. Families sending money across borders will adopt them out of necessity and cost savings. Governments will certainly encourage their use. Aid development payments and sanctions enforcement all become easier through trackable digital dollars. Speed and transparency become selling points. Startups, developers, and DeFi platforms will use stablecoins because the infrastructure is ready. Compliance is easier. Payment tools already support them. They become the assumed medium for new financial products. As the ecosystem expands, non-stablecoin alternatives shrink. Over time, financial experimentation happens on a single set of rails. These rails are privately operated, government-linked, and increasingly centralized. There will be no announcement, no sweeping mandate, no flags waved, just adoption by design. Stablecoins will not be imposed, they will be integrated. Your habits will shift quietly. Your tools will evolve invisibly. You will not be told to use stablecoins. You may well just will, because every alternative will slowly fade unless parallel systems are developed. Because none of this is really set in stone. The direction depends on how aware people are and how clearly they see the system being constructed around them. If the people begin to understand what is being traded for convenience, control for efficiency, sovereignty for speed, and token interest for corporate rent seeking, then there is still space to respond, not with slogans, but through informed action. That means building independent alternatives, demanding open access and fair standards, protecting physical cash, and supporting real financial diversity. This is not a finished system. It is one still in the process of assembly. The future won't arrive all at once. It will arrive through everyday habits, quiet updates, and unexamined defaults. Still, we're not without agency. This video outlines proven practical ways to step outside the system or straddle the system as a strategy for those unwilling to be quietly ushered into a controlled financial enclosure. But we really need to get a move on. Thanks so much for watching. Do consider subscribing, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye bye.